What is up, you guys? You're watching Sergio's Secret. Before I get started with today's video, if you can please give this video a thumbs up and hit the subscribe button. I post a video Monday through Friday on designer and contemporary fashion, so if you guys want to subscribe so you don't miss any one of my uploads, I'd really appreciate it. It's going to be handbag brands that I want to add into my collection into 2021. So the year has just started a couple of days ago, so I decided to kind of have a sit down and have a chat on brands that I want to add into my collection. You guys know that I don't like to tener muchas bolsas like all from the same brand. The only brand that I really have a lot of handbags of in one brand is going to be Tory Burch. Other than that, the other brands are like 1 to 3 handbags and no more. So Tory Burch is probably the only exception to the rule, but there are a lot of brands that I do want to explore, that I do want to try. Some of them in this list I've had before, but it's been about over a year since I've had anything from that brand into my collection. So I kind of want to talk about it. If you guys have any of these brands or any of the recommendations that I'm saying, I would love to hear it down below. In 2021, my goal is to be a little bit more conversational. I don't even think that's a real word. Just but communicate a lot better with you guys. I know that's something that I'm lacking and I acknowledge that. So that's something that I'm going to be trying to do a lot better. So if you guys have any of these brands that I'm going to be mentioning in today's list, I would love to hear it down below. I'll put all the handbags and if any of these brands are having sales or anything, I'll leave all the links down below. But other than that, let's get started with today's video. The first handbag brand that I would love to add into my collection is going to be Sunrev. So Sunrev is this brand right here. If you've been on social media, you've seen this bag by a lot of bloggers that are in this space. I've seen a lot of celebrities. I've seen a lot of people have Sunrev backpacks or just a Sunrev handbag in general. Some of it is a paid sponsorship and some of it is not, but Sunrev as a brand, I do see a lot of sponsorship with, just like the people that carry their handbags. For me, I would just like to purchase one. I'm not sure if I want the kind of Maestro backpack, I believe that's what it's called, or if I want a belt bag, or if I want some sort of any other bag from their collection. But I feel like this year I want to try Sunrev. I've been getting questions and thoughts and my opinions on Sunrev. What do I think about them? I like them. I've seen them up close. They kind of remind me of like a pull-in, very kind of clean cut, discreet, minimal. So that's what it kind of reminds me of, but I feel like it would be a nice complement into my collection. You guys already know that I kind of like branding, but then I don't like branding. So Sunrev doesn't really have branding, and I feel like it kind of goes with my style and my aesthetic. So I feel like it'd be something really nice to add into my collection, and it's something that I've never had before, and it's something that you guys have been asking me to get. So I feel like this year is going to be a year where I get Sunrev. So this list could be like, you know, things that I get. Maybe I could get half of this, I could get none of this, I can get all of this. It honestly really depends on the year and my mood. But yeah, Sunrev is going to be a brand that I'm very curious, and it is on one of my target radars to add one of their handbags into my collection. The second one is going to be Michael Kors. It's been many years since I've had a Michael Kors bag in my collection. I want to say it's been about 3 or 4 years, but I've been really loving, when I tell you I've been really loving this handbag right here, it is this one right here. It is kind of like a puffy kind of flat bag. I've seen so many girls have this, even some guys. I always get tagged on this handbag. I always get asked about this handbag, and I just literally came back from running errands and I saw this really pretty girl having it with her Doc Martens, and she just looks so cute. I had to compliment her. I really want to add this particular handbag from Michael Kors into my collection, or just a variation. I do see myself adding a handbag from his full price section versus kind of like going to the outlets and just buying whichever bag that's there. I do want to periodically make sure that the handbag that I choose is probably from the full price market. I feel like this bag I kind of want to add either next month or in March, but definitely before time I do see myself adding, of course, handbag. I kind of want to film myself in the store, try on all the bags. I'm not really sure yet, but I know a Michael Kors bag is in the works. I just want to add one. I think Michael Kors has definitely changed throughout the years. I think he has to change and keep up with the times of order if his kind of company wants to become relevant. There's a lot of things that I don't care for Michael Kors. I don't care for the monogram. I don't care for the MK everything, but he makes pretty decent leather handbags. I will give him that. I will say I used to be a big fan of his Saffiano bags. I'm not into the Saffiano. I feel like it's kind of overkill at this point, but I do really like that kind of puffiness. His more kind of softer leathers, I think he does a really great, phenomenal job at that, and they're really great price points. So Michael Kors is a brand that I do want to add into my collection this year, and hopefully it's in the next kind of 2 to 3 months, because I have been itching for Michael Kors, especially today, since I saw that beautiful, lovely lady having her Michael Kors puffy bag. She looked like we were around the same age, but she just looked stunning in it. So the Michael Kors handbag is definitely a win to add into my collection. This handbag brand that I want to add into my collection is going to be Mulberry. So I've seen Mulberry bags before. There actually used to be a Mulberry store at North Park Center, which is one of our most kind of prestige shopping centers here in Dallas. And there was one, and I believe they opened a few of them here in Texas. I think maybe one here in Houston Galleria. And then for whatever reason, I guess it didn't do well in the market, so they closed them. It used to be where that pop-in Louis Vuitton men's boutique is at. That's where Mulberry used to be at. And I remember I knew somebody that kind of worked there after she had left the company. And I remember she was telling me how it didn't really do well, that it really wasn't the Dallas customer. And she also told me that their uniform was Theory. So Mulberry provided them a Theory uniform, which I thought was pretty cool. But she said that's kind of like why it closed, allegedly. I cannot confirm or deny, but that's what she told me. And it is true, because I didn't really see people having shopping bags walking around. I didn't really see people at the store, you know, those years ago. But I do remember there was a Mulberry store in Dallas at one point. So, and then I went to this Mulberry outlet store when I was in California. I just want to add a Mulberry bag. I think it's a very me brand. It's something that I feel like goes with my style. I think that the price point is pretty decent. I believe the handbags are made in England. I know maybe some of their bags change production, but I know, well, the one that I want is kind of like their Bayswater, but like this newer version. I wouldn't want the kind of older version. Is it Bayswater or Alexa? I'm not really sure, but I want to add something like this into my collection, probably in a beautiful tan color, greenish color. I want to add a Mulberry bag. I feel like it reflects my style, what it is in 2020. So I feel like it's kind of like a combination, kind of like Sunrev. I feel like that's just a bag that I feel like would just add so much value into my collection. I'm still deciding if I would want to go for a big one or a smaller one. I'm pretty sure I am going to be going on Fashionphile. You can find incredible deals on Mulberry handbags, so I'm pretty sure either like on File, that's where I see myself making my Mulberry purchase. So I really just want to add one. I really want to try it out. I know it's very popular in the UK. When I was in the UK last year, I saw a lot of people have Mulberry bags. Like the UK, I really like their style, so I feel like a Mulberry bag would just be a great addition into my collection, and I feel like I'm going to get a really good deal on whatever Mulberry bag I decide to get. So Mulberry is definitely on the list to be added into my collection in 2021. Brand is going to be Hermes. I've been thinking in the back of my mind that I do want to add an Hermes handbag into my collection. Now, what I'm about to say may sound like a little overwhelming. It sounds very overwhelming for me to say, but I feel like this year, towards the end of this year, depending how God wants this year to go for me, if it goes really well, if it goes phenomenally well, I think I may purchase either an Hermes Kelly or Hermes Burke. I'm not sure. I definitely prefer the Hermes Kelly over the Hermes Birkin. I see myself purchasing it directly from the boutique. I really would want to add one, probably in Etsy leather. I'm basic, so I could either get a black, a tan. Those are kind of like colors that I would particularly want. I'm not picking on silver or gold hardware, or even like the size. It could be the small one, it could be the larger ones, but if I do get a Kelly, it doesn't matter the size. If I get a Birkin, I definitely want it to be kind of like 25. But if, like I said, if this year's goes really great, or if it's something that I do want to add into my collection, I feel like an Hermes handbag will be something that I would add. This will be like right at the end of the year. It could be when I turn 21 in September. It could be for, you know, around New Year's of you know, going into 2022 early. So who knows? It just honestly depends. But it is something that I am thinking in the back of my mind, and something that I could potentially add. Obviously that is a lot of money. That's a big commitment to make, but that's something that I have been thinking about, and I'm kind of mentally kind of preparing myself for that. So who knows if that's something that I will add, but definitely it's on my radar to definitely add an Hermes handbag. And I feel like it's going to be the Hermes Kelly over the Birkin. I feel like the Kelly is more my style. I like the strap on it. I like the beautiful one, like just just like the top handle, I feel like it reflects me a little bit more than the Hermes Birkin, because it's crazy because even a year ago I would have said that the Birkin complements me more. But now that I feel like everybody kind of has the Birkin, I feel like I like it, but I feel like it's so stereotypical. So I feel like the Kelly is definitely for me. So that's something that I definitely want to add into my collection. And hopefully it happens. If not, I know for sure 2022, it is going to happen for me. Next brand that I want to add into my collection is going to be a Dooney Burke handbag. Burke, all their handbags are phenomenal quality. I've never seen a busted looking Dooney Burke bag. I've never seen one that they always look so good. Even like the vintage ones from like 30 years ago plus, they look so well, they look so current, they look so good. Like they just wear nicely over time. So I feel like for the Dooney Burke bag, I'm still deciding if I want to buy a brand new one. They're actually a really great price point, because I actually, prior to this video, I actually started doing a little bit of homework, and the Dooney Burke handbags are priced really well even at full retail. So I'm still deciding if I want to buy vintage ones, because I remember when I was in high school, a lot of my classmates had like their moms or like their grandma's Dooney Burke bags, and I've always liked the look and the aesthetic of the vintage looking Dooney Burke handbag. And I know I can find one for under $100 in whatever combination of whatever I'm desiring. So it could be a Dooney Burke handbag pre-loved, or it could be brand new, or both. But definitely this year I do want to add one Dooney Burke handbag. I may kind of want kind of like this kind of Alma type satchel, like this silhouette I really like. I don't have anything like it. Or like a beautiful crossbody. When I think about the vintage crossbody, I think about this one right here, something like that. I think, like I said, Dooney Burke, I've never seen a busted looking one, and I feel like it's time for me to have one in my collection. So Dooney Burke, this is another brand that I see myself having in the very near future, kind of like with the Michael Kors handbag. These are handbags that I want to add definitely before the end of March. So you'll be seeing Dooney Burke make an appearance on my channel very, very soon. But Dooney Burke handbag is algo que de verdad I do want to add into my collection, or maybe like when Dillard's has like an additional sale, I may find a cute one that I like. But Dooney Burke, I'm coming for you this year, Miss Thing. Dooney Burke is going to be added into my collection. And if you guys have any Dooney Burkes, let me know. Do you guys have any quality issues? Do you love them? Like I said, I hear nothing but great things about them, so that's why I'm so excited to even add one into my collection. The next handbag brand is going to be Celine. So last year I purchased 2 Celine handbags. I purchased this red one right here, and this was like earlier last year. I think it was around this time, I think maybe February of last year. So I purchased this red one here, and then I also had like a silver one, but honestly I gave that to my friend and I didn't really wear it, so I'm not going to include this one. I'm just going to say I had the red one, and so I got rid of it. I feel like it really wasn't for me. But this year I definitely want to add a Celine handbag. And if I were to choose one, I really like the Celine belt bag. I've seen them in the very baby sizes, which I think are so cute and so adorable. I definitely would want like a neutral kind of pop of color, so maybe like a navy or like some sort of tannish color. I don't want it to get it in black, but I think navy is the one that's been kind of calling my name. I do like the belt back silhouette in the color navy. I just feel like it's time for me to add a Celine handbag into my collection. This one, I'm not gonna lie, this one is going to be kind of one of the less ones on my priority list. There's other brands that I kind of prioritize a little bit more. Celine's kind of like under there. If it happens, it happens. If it doesn't, it doesn't. But I do like the Celine belt bag or the Celine box bag. If I do get the box bag, which is this one right here, that one's a very heavy price point handbag, and it scratches very easily. So this one I would go for the pre-love market in the Celine box bag. But if I do get the Celine belt bag, I will buy it full price brand new from the boutique. It honestly depends which one I'm feeling it, or if I even get kind of like the urge to kind of buy one. But for sure a Celine handbag is something that is definitely on my radar, and this is going to be like a purchase that I kind of been thinking about, because when the red bag happened, that was just kind of like, it's either you want it or you don't, for such a great price. I got it for $500 on a Celine sample sale, and it retailed for $3,300. So it was such an amazing deal. I just had to say yes. But I feel like this time I really want to thoroughly think about the Celine purchase that I'm going to make. God, this video is going super fast. I cannot believe it's going so fast. Next brand is going to be Chloe. So it's been about 3 years since I've had a Chloe bag. The last Chloe bag that I had was the Chloe Faye wallet on chain, and this was when I first got my big boy job. I remember I bought it. It was like the first thing that I bought when I had my big boy job. It just brings back so many memories. So this is the bag that I had. It was the Chloe Faye bag, wallet on chain, and the black suede with the smooth leather. Oh my god, I was so different. My entire existence was completely different. But I remember for like a really great price. I think I got it for like 60% off, and so I bought it. I loved it. I used it. I ruined the suede on it, so I ended up selling it, and I kind of closed out. I didn't really lose anything on it, but I feel like this time around I want to add a Marcy into my collection. I've talked about the Marcy, making a video about the best first designer handbags to buy or starter handbags to buy. Marcy is going to be one of the ones I'm going to be mentioning. You see that video later on in the next couple of weeks, or maybe the next upload, who knows, la mera verdad. Pero the Chloe Marcy has been out this year. It's going to complete 12 years of the Chloe Marcy anniversary. This bag does about 50% of their volume allegedly, so this bag will not be going anywhere for Chloe. It is their bread and butter, and it comes in 3 beautiful colors that they do. But if I'm going to pick one, it's going to be the Chloe Classic Marcy Mini Crossbody in the tan color. Now, on the Marcy's, you can get really great prices on the pre-love market. It honestly depends what I'm feeling. I've been saving a lot of points on my credit card, so that may be something that I want to splurge on and get Nordstrom gift cards and buy it through Nordstrom and get it brand new from the store, or even like on Fashion File I can save a couple $100. I'm not really sure, but this one is going to be one of the higher up ones. I don't have a Chloe bag. What I like about Chloe bags is that the branding is not crazy on any of their bags. Yes, they have some that say Chloe on them, like super big, but that's very few, far in between. A lot of them are very classy, and I see people have like Chloe handbags that are like 5 years old and they literally look in perfect condition. So for me, the Chloe Marcy is a handbag that I will be adding into my collection. Tan color, I just cannot wait to have it. It's a beautiful, timeless bag, and if it was popular 12 years ago and it's still popular today, because I still see a lot of people, and it's a very Texas bag. The Chloe Marcy is a very Texas bag. I see a lot of Texans have the Chloe Marcy bag, and I feel like I need to have that handbag into my collection. So Chloe Marcy, you're also a handbag that I'm going to be coming for you. Not sure the time frame. I have a feeling I'm going to buy this one over the summertime, but Chloe Marcy is definitely on Sergio Secret's list to purchase. Handbag brand that I want to add into my collection is going to be a Valentino handbag. I don't have any Valentino handbags. I've never owned a Valentino handbag into my collection, so I feel like this is another opportunity that I feel like would be 2021 would be a really great year to add it. So the one that I have in mind is this one right here. It is the Valentino Flap Rock Stud. This one definitely, guys, lo voy a comprarlo pre-loved. I will not base full price just because they're about like 3 and up, and you can really get a good one on Fashion File for about like half off. You can get them for 15, 13, it honestly depends. I want like a nice fun one. I either want like a pretty like white one, I really want like a pretty bluey color, or like materials. I definitely want to have fun with this bag. What I like is that it has the rock stud, so it's very Valentino, but I feel like this bag is very popular, and I feel like it's very different than a lot of the rock studs because the rock studs are a lot more smaller, and I like the chain on it. I like the top handle strap. I like the silhouette. I like the sizes that they come in. I've tried this bag a few times already, but if I were to pick one, I will be picking this kind of Valentino rock stud flap. I think it's a really great one, but like I said, this will definitely be a pre-love purchase that I will be making. So this one is in the middle of the priorities. I would say it's more priority than like a Celine handbag, but it's definitely up there. And if I were to purchase this, it'd probably be around my birthday time in September, but who knows, it could be tomorrow, it could be next year. So you know, my mood, my feelings, everything changes every day. So one day I say yes, one day I say no, but right now I'm feeling the Valentino Rockstar top handle handbag. The next handbag brand that I would love to add into my collection is going to be Rebecca Minkoff. Rebecca Minkoff, a brand that I never really had. I purchase handbags and I give them as gifts, or I bought them, but I never used them, and I ended up just giving them out. But I've never physically like used a Rebecca Minkoff bag into my collection. I never actually had one, so I think for me to have a Rebecca Minkoff handbag, I feel like it's kind of an essential. I have a feeling that I'm gonna end up going for a Julian backpack, and this is one of their iconic handbag styles. It's a replenishment style for them. I would either get it in a nice fun color or the nylons. I think I'm gonna end up getting the leather Julian if I decide to go for the backpack realm, or I want like an Eddie flap. I believe it's the one with the chevron, I believe, and I think that's called the Eddie flap. I would love to get this one in a nice fun color, maybe not like a print or anything, but just like a nice color, maybe like a military green color, off-white color. I definitely want to add a Rebecca Minkoff bag into my collection. It's something that I don't have. like I said, this one for sure I feel like I'll end up buying like at Dillard's. Maybe if one has like a markdown, it has like an additional, I may purchase it. There's a lot of good deals on them, even on the Rebecca Minkoff website, or even like at Nordstrom Rack, or like on Poshmark. So everything's gonna depend my feelings when I'm actually looking for the handbag, if I like any of them that are on sale, or I may just buy one full price. It honestly depends, but I have a feeling I'm gonna get it on some sort of sale, at least like 30% off. But Rebecca Minkoff is a brand that I want to add, just because they have no branding on their handbags, except like some of them have like Rebecca Minkoff on the back. So I feel like it's very clean, very minimal. I always get asked about handbag brands that don't have any branding or logo on it, or that's very minimal. And I always tell people Rebecca Minkoff's one of the contemporary brands that doesn't really have like a lot of branding. Yes, I love Tory Burch, but a lot of them, let's be honest, have the T on them. A lot of the Coach ones have the C's on them, and or even like the Kate Spade ones, or the MCM ones, or the Marc Jacobs ones. So when people ask me for a discreet, minimal, high quality bag, I say Rebecca Minkoff, because I like the look of them and they seem to hold up pretty well. So I think it's time for me to add a Rebecca Minkoff into my collection. I feel like the direction of the beginning of this year is definitely going to be focusing more on contemporary brands. Like I said, I feel like it's the most easier to knock out for me, and it's the one that I'm actually more curious about. I don't know if you guys know this, but a lot of people always ask me, do I prefer designer or contemporary? I like both, don't get me wrong, but I definitely prefer contemporary in a lot of things. It honestly depends my mood. There's some days where I prefer to wear designer, there's some days where I prefer contemporary, or like a mixed in high and low. But honestly, I prefer contemporary. Excites me a little bit more, because when it's designed, they're very clean cut on what they add into the collections, and on contemporary you get a lot of fun pieces. So that's why I think this year I want to have more fun in my contemporary handbags, and maybe go a little bit more core and timeless on a lot more of my higher price point handbags. So yeah, I wanted to say that right now I think my focus is more on contemporary. So that's why, like I said, like Dooney Burke, Michael Kors, Minkoff are brands that I kind of want to add in the beginning of this year. So I'm so excited for those brands. And then the last one that I'm going to be mentioning that I want to add into my collection is going to be a Brahmin handbag. Oh my god, guys, I've been talking about this one with my friends for the absolute longest. I want to add a Brahmin handbag. I want to add it, I don't want the black one, and I don't want the brown one or the cream one. I want to have it in a nice silhouette that works for me, but is neutral white, or like a nudish color. I want to have like a little bit of fun with it. So Brahmin, there is a Brahmin store here in Dallas. There's one at Galleria Dallas, or I may buy one at the outlet, at the San Marcos outlets, or like maybe when I'm out of town and there's like a Brahmin outlet. I'm not really sure how I want to go about me getting my Brahmin handbag. I know at Dillard's they tend to have really good sales on them, and they're really great prices on the pre-loved market. So honestly, it depends. But handbag brands that I want to add to my collection, I think they're 10, I believe so. But like I said, I want to say Brahmin, Dooney, Michael Kors, Rebecca Minkoff are going to be the brands that I'm going to be focusing a little bit on the first quarter of this year. So January, February, March, those are the brands that I kind of want to focus on adding into my collection, because they're the ones that kind of excite me and keep me going. So I'm so excited. There's a lot of great content happening on this channel. We're almost at 40,000 subscribers, or who knows, by the time this video goes up live, we have already hit 40,000 subscribers. But I want to say thank you so much for watching this video. I love each and every single one of you. Y los miro en la próxima video, because I post a video Monday through Friday on designer and contemporary fashion. So make sure to subscribe so you don't miss any one of my uploads, and I'll leave the links for everything down below. And I would love to hear your thoughts and your opinions on all the brands listed in today's video. And yeah, thank you so much for viendo este video, y los miro en la próxima. Bye guys, and take care. But isn't black, white, or gray? Black, that isn't black or white, or that isn't black. Next that I had, this is the variation that I had.